Alright, hey, this is Jay of DeFi Journey. I just want to do a quick live stream just because of everything going on. I haven't been able to put a video for a minute. I just want to get this out there because of the big downturn, and not just Bitcoin, but in all equity markets, financial markets. But so just look at this. We had just under $80,000 in Bitcoin earlier this morning, and so a lot of people I know are calling for this to continue, but to say, what's happening? Why is this happening? So a couple things. One is trade war. You got also the stuff with Ukraine and Russia, what the new administration is going to do. A lot of people were expecting that there be already a strategic Bitcoin reserve or everything moving on chain. That hasn't happened. So pullback. And it's not just Bitcoin. Same thing too. If you look at the NASDAQ, I believe, is pulled back about 5-6%, 8% since if you include last week, but just this week I believe it's about 6%. So 6% this week, 5.5%. And everyone, most people I've seen are just calling this to continue. So same thing. Don't panic. But there are some things to do if you want to, for your sanity, take some risk off the table. So one thing we talked about before in the past, and the thing to look at, was treasuries. And so if you look at treasuries, they are mostly coming down to the 30, and then I had the 10-year here. See, the 10-year is also up though, which is mostly signals for mortgages. But actually, I'm sorry, I think I have this wrong. The 10-year should be, oh well, sorry. But the one thing going on right now is so if you look at just TLT, which is looking at it's the biggest traded fund of just short-term and long-term treasuries, it's actually coming up. So same thing with all this uncertainty. Markets like certainty, and so all this stuff going on with Doge, trade war, and stuff we mentioned. Treasuries are seen as a safe haven asset, and so same thing. Look in the past. This bar is the federal funds rate. Whenever the Fed fund rate goes up real quick, treasuries go down in price and yields go up. Same thing now. We're starting to go down, even though it's paused a little bit, it's starting to come back up. And so same thing. You see that even back in 2018. Talked about this before. Treasuries come up a little bit, and then there might be a little sideways action, but it eventually goes up. Even all the way back to 2008, where you see it goes down and then eventually comes up. But we are seeing the biggest change in that in a long time right now. So that's one thing. If you want to take some risk off the table, not financial advice, but treasuries could be something to look into. Also, if we look at for crypto, because everyone's saying, many people are saying sell everything. If you look at the USDT, so Tether dominance, it's been in a downtrend. We had kind of a little double bottom here, and we said that in the last video, see if it breaks up here, and it has, but it's at the midpoint. So same thing, we've come to the midpoint before, and we come back down. So I would like to see probably if we do come back up, see a little bit of consolidation here, and if we break above and the Gaussian turns up, then that could be a downside. But for now, I say short term, I'm looking for bounces. But also there's been a lot of stuff to go on, and I am not convinced yet. Say this is the end of the cycle. I do not think this is the end of the cycle. And also, just to beat the Atom drum, Atom has actually held up better than Bitcoin in this run. In the last few weeks. So we've had downturn, but we're holding this low here. Atom Bitcoin is starting to build up a little bit, and even Atom ETH is turning up for the first time in a long time. So those are some positive things. One negative thing I will say is I like to look at is the inversion of the yield curve. So if you look at the 10-year and the 2-year, that's the big one people like to point to. Where so if you're below 1, yield curve is inverted. So because the 2 should yield less than the 10 because it's shorter term, but that hasn't been that way for the last few years. So, but usually when it uninverts, so it gets above 1, which it did more back in September. Yeah, right here in September. It starts to, but it comes uninverts briefly and then it builds back up. So that has happened before, like say in 2019, 2020, and it really took off. And so same thing here. If that is any indicator, and we keep building up, that would not be a good sign for one, Bitcoin, and two, any risk asset. So, and you see that happen again also in 2008, gets above 1. Actually, let's just mark 1 here. Let's do that real quick. You mark it up. 1. Oh my gosh. Where is my... Okay. But yeah, so about 1, and every time that's happened, that's gone up. So, but yeah. So, just something to look at. I just want to put something out there because I know everyone's panicking. Say don't panic. Just keep to your fundamentals. Look at the numbers. And you do the same thing here too. Look at Bitcoin like at a 4-hour. I like this right here. This like descending little or broadening channel, whatever we want to call it. And the 4-year is having bullish divergence, where I like to see that. I think we could get a nice bounce here. I already had it since we down to 78. I think it's going to come up a little bit more. But thanks again for checking us out. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you want to see. And I'll see you in the next one.